Good morning. Welcome to Auntie YAA'S Book Corner. Hey, my name is Ya for that. I go by any number of names over here. I can be your favorite auntie, your very own ornithologist. Yes, and everything else in between. I trust you are having a great day. It's the middle of the week. So we're just starting. I'm going to share two groups and then we'll come back and get started. So just bear with me for a few seconds. We are live on TikTok as well, and we'll be on TikTok for an hour. So at about 11:30 or so, we'll be off on TikTok, and you can join us on Facebook. Right. So just one more. How is your day going so far? Okay. It's what's the date today? February 12th. Wow. 2025 is also just moving at a breakneck speed, I suppose. One more thing. Let me just share to one more place and then I'll come back. Wow. I think I've got everybody. So, okay. I'm confusing myself. Right. So today's topic is who says you can't? You know, in life, there's so many things we want to do, but there's any number of things that can stop us. So we stop ourselves. People also stop us, right? So my first question for you is where are you at in life? And are you happy with where you are at this point? Or would you like to uh, be doing something different? These are hard questions that we have to ask ourselves because a lot of times we don't really want to do the work. It's tough, it's difficult, yes. So do you feel there's more that you could be doing with yourself? And just what is stopping you right now? Those things that are stopping you, are they set in stone or are you able to take action to move past the obstacles? What are some of the obstacles? You have to be honest and, you know, write them out, think about them, face them. Yes. Maybe you've tried different things at different times and failed, so you've just given up. Sometimes with the excuses or maybe our backgrounds, have made us place limitations on ourselves. How do you start to get past these limitations? And when we say limitation, what is a limitation? If you see me with my head down, I'm just reading my notes. A limitation is something that holds you back. That's the simplest definition that one can get. So how do we get past these? First of all, sit down with yourself and write everything down. And don't go like, oh, me, I can't read, I can't write. No, you can think about it, write it down somewhere. Or if you put it in your memory bank, write it down, the things that are holding you back. Go through the list and see how you can make them strengths instead of weaknesses, right? It's not so easy, but think about it. Something that is a weakness, if you're able to think through it and come up with a strategy to turn it to a weakness, that is a plus for you. And everything lies with the individual, really. I can come and advise you, but at the end of the day, you have to make the choice to make that change. So the other thing too is that you need to trust in your potential, trust in yourself, yes, and your inner potential. So don't be too critical of yourself. We do that a lot, right? And then the thing about it is that people we put ourselves down already, right? And then we allow other people to come and put us down. So if you say you're going to do something, maybe you are telling a friend, they'll tell you, oh, but you're not good at that. Do you remember that last time you did it and you failed? Don't you remember? Oh, it's not been done before. And they'll tell you all kinds of things. And, sometimes people don't want to go anywhere. So they are quite happy for you not to be going anywhere too. So they may say all kinds of things just to put you off. Yeah, they'll say all kinds of things just to put you off and leave you in your tracks. And sometimes, these people are well meaning. Sometimes they may feel like you're going to get hurt. They are so afraid, like, oh, don't do it. Do you remember, and it's just their limiting beliefs that they are putting on you under the guise of protecting you, really. So you need to trust in yourself and explore your inner potential. You do self talk. Every human being needs to do self talk. Like, what makes me happy? Am I okay? What do I want to do? Things like that, right? So explore it, yeah, and do new things, or do things differently. When you've been doing this thing the one particular way, and then you divert and do it in a different way, it makes you feel good that, oh, okay, there's other options other than this one. So even that will help you to change your mindset, right? Also, always believe that you are capable, and think and start with small steps. Don't do big things, small steps, right? Like, don't be fearful of setting high goals. A lot of times we tell ourselves, oh, I can't do it, this and that. Have a big picture, big vision, but then you have to take the time to put it into small steps. Take little steps to accomplish it, right? So define your vision really for yourself. And believing in something and thinking big is the first step towards your vision. You need to think big. We need to stop putting ourselves down. We come from a community of, it would seem, limitations. There's always a reason why you can't do this. We've never done it this way. This is who we are. This is how we do things. So when we see confident people, oh, they are arrogant. Oh, they are this. Oh, yeah, we am for, let's hide here. Nobody does that. Listen, the world has become a very small place and it's very competitive. If you don't start finding yourself and finding your voice and stepping out there, you are going to get left behind. Let me tell you, whether you're old, middle age, young, you can do anything so long as you set your mind to do it. Yeah. And also, don't put pressure on yourself. Like I said, start with small steps. You want to go back to school, you don't sit there and say, oh, I want a degree, and the degree falls into your lap. You need to start researching whatever it is you want to do. Do you fit the requirements? What do you need to do? Things like that, right? The next thing that will help you overcome your limitations, move towards your fear. What do I mean by that? Like Abrofono, they say that they talk about this with regard to horse riding. I mean, maintain upon so that when you when you sit on a horse and you fall down, don't go and sit and be fearful and wait 6 months before you go on. They say as soon as you fall off, get back on again. I think we should apply that across the board, in the sense that anything that becomes a stumbling block, make an effort to get over it immediately. Like for myself, right? What I tend to do is if I write, move on to other things. In that waiting period, I I may be mulling or thinking about that item. and new ideas will come to me, and I'll say to myself, hey, let's go try this. Let me try this different way. And then when I do it, it works. So that's one method that I use, because really, if you sit and you ruminate with the problem on and on and on, it's not going to help you. You get more frustrated and more angry. Uh-huh. And then when I talk about even moving towards your fear, listen, a lot of us have fears of speaking in public. You freeze up. So you tell yourself, okay, when I go into that social setting, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say hello to two people and start up a conversation. So when you go and you're actually able to do it, even if you do one, you feel so good, you feel proud of yourself, right? A lot of times, you see, we are so stuck, and sometimes too, we think that the little courtesies that we have to observe in life are like, oh, that's for, oh, we make this educated people this, and no, everybody needs to know how to behave in social settings. It's just called common human decency. So when you go into a social setting, don't go and sit down and then expect people to come and be greeting you. Obviously, if you're in their way, they will greet you, but don't be that person who's always expecting others to do unto you. Be sociable, get out there, talk to people. Yeah, but you hear things like, oh, as mercy came to pass, they didn't even greet me. Oh, this and that. And then the bitterness, and then literally that small mindedness. Let's not do that. You be the bigger person. Listen, I've gone into social settings that you see people and they think they are trying to snub you or they are being whatever. I go up to them and I say hello, and they seem taken aback. I'm like, I'm being the bigger person, because I'm not going to go sit back and sit down and go, oh, this person treated me this way. No, you can't make me small, because I'm confident. I feel good about myself. You are not going to put me in that position. So you be the bigger person. Always take the higher road. And it's not to say, there's times that people misbehave and you have to get into the gutter with them. There's that. But on the main, if you can take control of a situation, don't sit there and let it happen and then you go back and the person is renting space in your head. Nah, we don't do that. Nope. Okay. The other thing too is that break your routine. Don't do things the same way all the time. It's like they even tell you, right? If you are walking home from the bus or something, don't 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 be walking the same route, right? The same route or route, as they say. Yeah, diversify, verify, because obi hwehwɛ what, it's easy for them to find you. Oh, they are usually walking along this path by such and such a time. Nah, do change things around, right? I remember I got into this situation with an individual that I'm no longer friends with, and there was a particular situation that we had to watch out for ourselves. And I'd made the statement that, oh, we go for a lot of walks at lunchtime. So let us, hi, Anna, how are you? Nice to see you. Let us not walk the same way each time. So really, it's also for your protection. And then when you're trying to overcome limitations, you're in a learning process. So ask questions, even if a lot of times we say, oh, I'm going to ask a stupid question. No question is stupid. I mean, ask it. And I know there's people who scoff and people who mock and all that, but if you want to clarify things, go ahead, ask questions so you get the answers that you need. At the same time, to be somebody who asks for feedback. If you're doing things and you're not sure of yourself, the best thing that you can do is to clarify. For me, if you say something and I don't get you, oh, thank you, Anna. If you say something and I don't get you, I have to ask questions to get the answer that I want. And a lot of times people are afraid to speak up. I gave this example last time. I think we are doing the Authors Hub on TikTok, and I said, even a particular church that I was in, when we're having meetings, I sense that there's questions that people want to ask, but with us, our upbringing, the timidity, or even we say, oh, well, I'm just here, let me listen and go home, let me not be bothered. But meanwhile, the thing is on your mind, right? So I'll ask the question, because in my something tells me that, hey, this is something that maybe people need to ask or want to, but they are too shy or they don't know how to ask. So I will. you have to be honest and real with yourself, right? So the topic that I'm talking about is who says you can't, overcoming limitations. A lot of times we put barriers in our own way. Yeah. The other way that you can overcome limitations is to follow your passion. You need to identify your real passion, like what activities energize you and make you feel happier and stronger in your overall life. That one is your passion. Your passion is not your 9 to 5, right, Anna? It's not your 9 to 5. The 9 to 5 is what you do to put food on the table and pay your rent and all this, but there's something else that you love to do. So you have to be doing that. Yeah. Like for me, you know, I love writing. I didn't know that I did, but when I started, hey, I haven't looked back. So if you tell me what is my passion, I'll say writing, reading, talking to people, empowering people. I made a comment. I think there's a video I put out this morning. I was saying that if you had asked me years ago in my childhood whether I'd be able to stand in front of people and talk, I'd have said no because I was shy. And that's how we were raised: be respectful, be this, be that. You talk to people, you don't even look them in the eye, that kind of thing. And I just couldn't, you know, I was very timid. But then I think the biggest service that my dad did for me was pushing me to come to Canada because I had to stand up on my own 2 feet. And so you need to learn to speak up for yourself. And it's not just you, you have kids too that you have to advocate for. So all these things that we're talking about, if you, the individual, are able to work on yourself and grow and become, you can impact others, especially those around you, and that's your kids. For those of us who've moved from places, right? When I say places, maybe in Africa, Caribbean, wherever, or even if you move from Europe to Canada, same thing. You need to find your feet in that environment. You need to know the system so that you can help yourself and help your dependents. So like I said, find your passion. Somebody might love kids, right? They have a 9 to 5, but maybe what they might do is that they might go volunteer with for kid children's services or children's ministry in their church or boys and girls club or any other youth groups out there that need volunteers. And you know, the thing that I like about the diaspora is that they always go through their crim checks and stuff like that because they just can't have anybody coming to work around children. A child safety is very important in these environments. And also another way to overcome your limitations is practice mindfulness, awareness, right? Yeah. Um, be present with yourself. A lot of us don't know who we are. We're busy running around, fighting on social media, doing all kinds of things, fighting people's battles for them. When they say, push, move this way, they are moving there. They don't question that, hey, is this the right thing for me to be doing? You know, things like that. We don't tend to sit down and be aware. I'm not feeling, I feel this sense of, what do you call it? I don't feel good inside. Something is off. You know, you feel off. Examine your feelings. We run away. There's a lot of things. See, a lot of us, myself included, you know, we were brought up in very strict and rigid environments. And then when you grow up, you have to find yourself. That is why I wrote my book, My Unapologetic Self, because I say that we were raised with certain values. Some of them are good, some are not so good. A lot of times you hear my people say, oh, as for us, we are this. Our before is this. No, 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 let's speak the truth. You see, we move and come and live in these places, but we are condemning and criticizing nipa na yɛne ɔmo aba abɛtena no. Pick the good out of the environment and use it to benefit yourself. Because ɔmo ankyekyere ɔmo kuro no yie anka wo nso ntumi ntu kwan mma mmɛtena mu. Nti no, we need to speak the truth. Yeah. And so being mindful, you know, you work 5 days a week, some even work 7 days a week. And then the time that you are off, you are still running around, you are in some group and they are pushing you around. Oh, we have to go do this, you have to come. And we don't know how to set boundaries, so we go along with everything. Maybe your day off is the time to sit down with yourself and think. Not many people like to be home alone, even taking in the silence. You need to be in tune with yourselves, your thoughts, your emotions, everything. That's the only way that you can help yourself. Like for myself, well, I realized that myself and the ladies that in my network, we do a lot of talking about empowering, and it's easy enough to talk about it. But lately, I've been thinking about, okay, how do you start it? Like last week, on no 2 weeks ago, 2 Saturdays ago, on Auntie YAA'S book on Facebook, I talked about starting your self-improvement journey. So we come and empower, but how do you really start? So that video is on there, my wall. You can go have a look at it. This Saturday coming up, I'll be speaking about do your inner work. What I just said, we are not in tune with ourselves. Listen, why do you feel jealous when you see that woman who's empowered and speaking so well? She makes you so angry. If you could talk the way she did, or you were as confident as she was, would you feel the same way? No. I'm not saying go and be like her. I'm saying walk your own path. This person, they seem this, they are doing this, they are doing that. How can I also get there? Maybe you go ask them. Or if you are shy of asking them, there's resources. Like I say, everything is Googleable, or there's YouTube. How do I become confident? Confident, anything, search it. If you don't want to listen to long videos, for me, when I'm doing a search, I want something short. I'll put resilience, 2 minutes, and then it all pops up and I look at it, right? So educate yourself these days. You don't have to go sit in a classroom to get educated. Continuous learning, lifelong learning, right? So, and then also test yourself. Talk to strangers. We tell our kids they shouldn't talk to strangers. That's good. But what I mean is that don't be afraid to start conversations. Like for myself, for example, when I was working, I'd get on the elevator and I'd see somebody in very nice colors. I'd say, "Oh, that looks nice on you," and they have a conversation. And then, "Hello, Nanaraba, how are you?" We have a conversation, and then off they go. When they get off, they say, "See you, have a nice day." And I go, "Have a nice day too." Don't be so stuck in your ways. I gave this example before of going to a wedding a few years ago, and I'm walking to find a seat. And so a lady is looking at me straight in my face, and I greet her, and she doesn't answer. Or hear me to just staring. But good manners says answer, respond when somebody greets you, right? So if you see somebody somewhere and they come and greet you, it doesn't mean they have nothing to do. There's something called etiquette. Social, if Oko can't say, because, oh, me, I didn't learn that here. When I was in Ghana, they were teaching us Emily Post and those things, manners, good manners, even in professional settings. So when you go into a meeting or an environment, or you're introduced to somebody, firm handshake, eye contact, do the little chit chat. Yeah, some of us don't like the chit chat thing, but you live among humans, so you need to develop some skills. Even things like talking over people, it's rude. You go on certain platforms and everybody is talking, everybody is yelling, and no self control. Then at some point, if you are the louder one and you go speak up, whatever, then a fight. It doesn't take long for us to get triggered. Oh, thank you, Nanaraba. Thank you. Um, it doesn't take long for us to get triggered, right? So pretty soon, then people are insulting each other. Yesubai no no. But what are we going to do about it? It's an individual responsibility. Yeah. Okay. And of course, too, you have to practice positive self-talk. The way we talk talk to ourselves. Oh, as for me, I'm dumb. Oh, me, I don't know this. I'm not good at math. I'm this. I'm stupid. And we keep saying it. The worst thing for me is to hear a child talking like that. I'll say, "Hey, stop it right there. Don't do that." Like even you have a child and they've spilled water or juice or milk, and then you don't go scream at them. You make them feel worse. Sometimes even you need to pretend you didn't see it. If they are old enough, right, they know what to do. They'll go get a mop, clean it up, whatever. The moment is gone. If you want to say anything, you just say something like, "Oh, hey, next time just be more careful," or something. Maybe they put, I see, I tend to see some of my family members do that a lot. When they dish out their food, then it's on the counter, but The plate is hanging over the edge of the counter. So I'm like, hey, if you don't push that in, it's going to fall. Yeah, if you don't push that in, it's going to fall. So, as your a little touch, boom, the food will all flip over, right? And they think it's so they go, oh well. I said no, push it in. Yes, in an Arab, I can't abide that. I mean, there's certain things that I know I can't or I won't do. Well, let's establish that. But other things, generally speaking, anything, put your mind to it that if I try hard enough, I can do it. Don't go to start a course or something and say, oh, it's too hard, it's too this. You decided to do it. Of course, if you don't really have any interest, you can't force yourself to, but I'm saying have an attitude that you can do. I can do things, right? Yeah. Because sometimes things come up. You may have been told certain things that, hey, so and so, I see you doing this or that. The person has said it, right? It could be a word somebody gave you, it could be a prophecy, but the word has come and you are sitting there. What are you going to do about it? It's like me. Maybe I'm looking at speaking engagements. Then you go and Google and say, hey, you have to do this, you have to do that. Oh, wow, really? And the thing is that with those kind of things too, you start to see different things come up in that same area. So it's telling you that you need to pick it up, right? So me that I was looking then, over here we have our meetup groups, like they have free sessions in person or online. So there was something about speaking engagement yesterday. I saw it on Sunday. I'm like, I'm tired. And I said, stop telling yourself that. This is something. I was in a coaching class and my coach had asked us that, what 3 things do you want to do this year? And that was one of them. So when I saw that particular free thing, I said, no, go. And when I went, I got more information. There's other things coming up. You get tips, so put yourself in a situation where you are pushing yourself, not, I can't. And then another person that I got connected to because of books, they came up in my search, and so I follow them. I'm on their mail list, so I get things from them. Then they showed me another area to look into, like podcasts. So for me, my thing is, I'm like, okay, I got information yesterday. I saw this morning. Let me go in my mail, put a folder, throw them all in, and look at them when I have time. That's how you push yourself in life, overcoming limitations. Okay. So when I say positive self-talk, speak good to yourself. Oh, I made a mistake. It doesn't mean I'm foolish. This is what happened. It's just an accident. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I'm not that. Yeah, they are saying I'm this. No, I'm not that. They are wrong. Put it out of your mind. There are people who care so much about what people think of them. There's 2 extremes to that. There's some people, they are just, I don't care. It's so bad. That is not a good way to live. We're human beings having a human experience. So the behaviors we put out, right, people reflect it back to us. So if you are doing nasties and doing all kinds of things, people will let you know that, hey, what you are doing is not going well, right? Yeah. So, and then the other side of it is that good people, because they are not confident, they allow themselves to be, people to manipulate them and push them all around. No, you tell yourself, listen, if you have a friend and they are not treating you well, and you think you want to be with them because they are popular, because they are popular, right? And something is telling you don't feel good when you're around them, but because you are insecure, you don't know who you are, you put up with that behavior. But if you know who you are and you talk to yourself positively, go, listen, I'm not a bad person. I'm a great person. I'm this. I have these assets, blah, blah, blah. Anybody would be pleased to know me and to benefit from me. I don't need to put up with this. You don't need to do any drastic things. You start to distance yourself slowly, put your boundaries in place firmly and effectively. Okay, so this positive self-talk thing is very important as a person, that how you teach people how to treat you, is how I always put it. Last but not the least, find support. In trying to overcome your limitations, find people who build up. There's people who are always willing to help. But you see, we've gotten used to, because of our disappointments, our letdowns, struggles we've gone through. Maybe something happened before, nobody came to our aid. So now we've made a blanket statement that, oh, people are not good, nobody will help you. It's wrong. You see, everyone finds their tribe. If you are interested in beefing and shouting and screaming, you'll find your tribe. If you want to be quiet and stay here, you can find your tribe who are being quiet. And if you want people who empower you, people that you impact and they impact you, you are not in each other's businesses, being nosy and telling people how to live their lives, you all do very well. You see? So, yeah, that's what it is. So, I've been talking about who says you can't. That's the audacity. There's a quote by Anais Nen. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name, and she says who says it's some audacious quote that she gave, and I liked it. I came across it a while back, but I can't remember what it is. I'm just trying to see if I can find it. Yeah, so we've been talking about who says you can't. Yeah. And the thing about it is, you know what? you need to you need to just be you, right? You need to just be you. Yeah, I can't see it, but it was such a good quote. I just loved it. I'm reading through her quotes and see if I can find it. Yeah. Well, even there's one she has here. It says, "Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage." So overcoming limitations, right? Yeah. If life shrinks or expands, if you're courageous, you'll get out there and do what you want to do, and ain't nobody going to stop you. Yeah. Oh, she has one here. If I read this, I'm sure they'll come after me, but hey, we don't care. Anais 9 says, I hate men who are afraid of women's strength. That's a good one, right? Oh dear. Wow. I should that one quote of hers that I mentioned that I can't even remember it all the top of my head, and then I found this one. So yeah, who knows? I'll do a video on that. Yeah, see? This is a good one too. You cannot save people. You can only love them. Yeah. Wow. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I pulled up a few other quotes. I will read a few once I find them, and then we can wrap up. So overcoming limitations, you know what your limitations are. And you need to do what you have to do to overcome them. You need to sit with yourself, be honest, yeah, be very honest with yourself, and go from there. Okay, so here's a quote. It says, the greater the obstacle, the more glory in overcoming it. And what do you call it? Adversity causes are meant to break, others to break records. I love that. Adversity causes are meant to break, others to break records. I'm somebody that if you tell me I can't do it, I will prove to you that I will do it for my sake and then some. Not even about you, but just because you've dared to say, I can't do it. Why would anybody tell somebody they can't do something? I mean, some things border on the ridiculous. So you have to stop people when they go that route. But I'm talking of genuine effort to accomplish something. You come and put the person down. Really? Listen, I'm sure if you went into a community and you talk to individuals, they'll tell you, and you'd come out with a lot of people who stop following their goals because they listen to people. Yeah. And then this one is from Ernest Hemingway. It says, the world breaks everyone, and afterwards, some are strong at the broken places. That one is also good. Yeah. And Robert F. Kennedy says, only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. You see, in our community, we are so good at laughing at people when something comes, right? Oh, everybody's, hey, 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 you see, look at them, this and that. That is all that we know. There's a thing trending right now, and everybody is condemning that woman, and her husband said she has left, and this everybody has an opinion. Please, have you sat down to examine your own life? Is it going well for you? Who are you to judge somebody? Hmm? Oh, she's looking beautiful. She told people that, hey, I said I wouldn't wear makeup. Now I'm wearing makeup, and also sort of how we have to leave people alone. So, next one, our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. I think that's Nelson Mandela. And Albert Einstein, of all people, listen to this. It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer. You see, the thing is tough, it's difficult, but you choose to push, push, and push. Yeah. Never bend your head, always hold it high. Look the world straight in the eye. You see, in our community, we hate confident people. Yeah. They said this quote is attributed to Helen Keller. Never bend your head. Oh, you see, or you're humble, or Brennan Huasi, or Pen. They want you there. They want you to stay there. They want you to squish there. Don't you dare bring out your gift and come and shine more than us. That's how we are. So, yeah. And then, let's see, there's no education like adversity. Yes. It always seems impossible until it's done. Keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see the shadows. Do whatever you can to overcome your limitations. So Nanaraba says, why fear a woman's strength when you can encourage and celebrate her to be helpful to you? Some men are lost and no dear, and just working. And then let's see this one. It's Kika. They won't drink water. You know, you don't know. We all have skeletons in our closets, right? And so people who live in glass houses, they shouldn't throw stones. Yeah, but we are so good at minding people's businesses for them. Let people be. You go sit in your own corner, examine yourself, and try to overcome whatever limitations you have in your life. Yeah, for me, right? I'm a single, whatever. I walk alone. I have good women around me. As I sit here, nobody's going to come and tell me why she's sitting there talking. Jadi Auchi says, no, because you don't know me. I haven't come, I'm not allowing you into my circle for you to come and speak negativity to me. I choose to do what I choose to do. And those who want to come, they will come. Yeah. Nana Araba is here. If I hear Nana Araba talking somewhere, I'll go and listen. We support each other, right? Yeah. So you see, as for limitations, listen, the excuses of your background, stop it, especially if you've moved from your country to come to the diaspora. The resources are all around you. You don't even have to go anywhere. If you don't want to be bothered, open YouTube. I want to speak German. I want to speak English. Do it. When you're looking for a word, even and you're looking for a word, there's always the sound button. You press it and it tells you how to pronounce it. Into Yenja in some Kekano. Nanaraba says, I'm so surprised groups of people do live on issues like that. Ain't you? I don't know why I should have an opinion about everything that people do. The thing is, even if I mean, some people are good at doing things, the trending issues and all that, but I don't want to. For me, if I'm coming to talk about that woman, I'll say, listen, we are human. We all make mistakes. You see, the thing about it is we have to be honest here. Marriage is beautiful, but it is not for everybody. And a lot of times people have gone in and you see them and they look old, they look haggard. But when they come out, they are beautiful and they are smiling. Ask yourself, you put two and two together, you get the answer. Both sides are suffering. Men are treating women badly. Women are also treating men badly. But women get a lot. You see, in our community, we the women, we've made ourselves the gatekeepers. Hey, Mapayana, we are the ones who tell other women what to do and this and this and that. No, mind your own business. I've said before, you go on a platform, something is happening, and some woman, you find 4 men and 1 woman or 2 men bashing the women. It makes them look good. Well, that's fine. That's you. But me, I choose not to talk about people's business. It can come up in a conversation, but it's not going to be the point of a whole life. I can use it to explain something like this quote that I found. So I said, I'm not going to come and talk about anybody's issue, but I can use the quote to talk. And are you coming to come and take me to jail? We need to let people be. So I'm saying, who says you can't? Anything you set your mind to on this earth, you can do it. Don't let people stop you. You are here for just a time. Okay. And if at your age right now, you haven't started to think through and know who is good for you and who is not, I'm sorry, you are lost. You are wasting time. Don't let, we are so afraid of people. I remember the one time there was this lady, they brought her issue and they were bashing her, talking. And she's sitting on there, oh, I don't want people to think I'm bad, this and that. Really? Do I care what you think about me? I mean, right now as I'm speaking, somebody could be insulting me or mommy will say. Do I care? I haven't heard it. I mean, the thing is, maybe you won't even dare come and tell me to my face. You'll go and tell somebody else. Yeah, I've been insulted before on TikTok because I was part of a supposed group. And you see somebody send you a nasty gram and you say, where is this coming from? Do I know you? You think 1 minute, am I going to respond? And you go, no, because you don't know me. And if I respond, I'm allowing you to come in. I just closed the door. That's all. Okay? So, hey, who says you can't? So long as you breathe, you have breath in you, you are not confined to a hospital bed. You can get up today and be who or anything you want to be. That is what I'll leave with you. So this has been I'm Yafoda Tobra, Mama Ya on TikTok. I'm your own very own ornithologist. I'm your favorite auntie, right? So on Auntie Ya's Book Corner, we do Facebook Lives. Also, I share videos. This morning, there was a video called Dare to Dream from my first book, which is Reflections for a Thirsty Soul. Here it is. These books are all on Amazon. The second one is The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. The third one is Refreshing for My Weary Soul. Can you see it? And the fourth one is My Unapologetic Self, a guide to being real and living life on my own terms. And you have Own It. Actually, Own It is the fourth one. It's taken a guide to taking accountability and responsibility for your own life journey. And the sixth book is A Call to Prayer, Intimacy with God Unleashed. So these books are all on Amazon, and the link is in the chat of this video. So you can go take a look. As well, we have an authors hub, which is a collaboration between myself and 2 other lady authors. We're all from Ghana. Sister Ajua Odo Mensah Sasu, Unveiling My Life, a guide to breaking free and reclaiming control of my life. It's just the transformational power, her journey of as a trauma survivor, right? So we share from our books on Authors Hub on TikTok every 2 weeks. So Saturday, which will be not this Saturday, but this Saturday is the 15th. So on the 22nd, we'll be back. We'll be doing what was the title? Ethical and Moral Issues Part 2. So we did Part 1 last 2 weeks, so we'll be continuing that. Yes, and this book here is by Sister Boating Russell. She's my co-host on Auntie Ya's Book Corner, and it's an overview of self-discovery and building bonds, also on Amazon. As well, Sister Nanaraba and I, we do Graceful Gems. So it's once a month now. So on Monday, February 24th, we'll be doing, we'll be talking about love, because February 14th is Valentine's Day. As you know, all kinds of crazy things are going to be going on, especially on this TikTok app. Ladies, watch out for yourselves. And men too, don't let anybody just come and use you in the name of one day of love. Okay, so these are the programs that we have on this platform. Also, there are other ladies. Magdalene Speaks does some lives. I believe she's busy lately. She did a program last Friday, and Monique will be on Friday. And so watch out for that space. So yes, I thank you for being here today. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Nanaraba. Anybody else who's on that I didn't see, I appreciate you coming on. And so we'll park it right here until next time. If you came on late, you can go through the video and pick whatever nuggets that you want to. As well, I'm a book coach. I always keep forgetting to talk about this. Auntie YAA'S Own It Academy. So I helped Sister Ajua Odo Mensah Sasu write her book. I provided what do you call it, proofreading and editing services to Sister Aya Boating Rathel. So if you have a story and you want it told, I'm a ghostwriter. I can write the story for you, or you can bring your manuscript and we can work on it to get it published. Okay. So I appreciate you all. Thank you so much and take care. Have a good rest of the week. Bye for now.